話があるんだからね。
Saying that he's Black Mango is the one keeping from this group called Spectre, who's keeping an eye on you.
Wait, what?
Okay.
I'm a bit slow right now. Could you say that again?
So you were saying that this person called Black Mango is someone from the Spectre group, and he's keeping an eye on you.
ちょっとまだね、時間をかけて、ちょっと待ってね、考えるからね。
out for me.
作ってないじゃん。
Unlike everyone else in the group, he at least believes that I need help.
Okay.
Yeah, because everyone else just wants me permanently banned.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, wants me permanently banned.
This
And of course, he's supposed to have some authority in the group as well, but apparently they're going above his head.
りょこちゃんね。ちょっとね、
Yeah, he had no idea about the ban at all.
それは、りょこちゃんは。
Really?
Yeah, and he was quite upset with it as well.
そう。学校が早く始まるから。
おい、ビガだよ。
早く寝なきゃいけないんだよね。ね。
はい。
そう。早くお風呂入らなきゃいけない。
そうだよね。
でもちょっと待ってね。りょこちゃんがちゃんと寝れるように、T さん。
Because King considers her basically as property of some sort. I'm not exactly sure.
What? Can you repeat that one more time?
Well, King apparently considers Haru exact property, and that I'm not permitted to be around her.
Repeat it. Now that is definitely quite a strong claim.
Yeah, and the same goes for Yayoi.
Huh? What?
Yeah.
How does it...
Same as for Haru goes for Yayoi.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
All right. It's gonna be a really tough call for me. Like, I mean, I'm friends with both Yayoi. He's Haru. I'm also looking out for them. You know that, right?
Okay, there's Pika. Pika, hi. Long time no see. Where the heck have you been?
Hello.
Oh, is this your friend?
You're supposed to be helping me along with Black Mango.
What?
You forgotten?
I'm helping who?
Me?
No, but what?
You don't remember?
Yeah, you mean that to capture the flag map?
What?
The capture the flag map?
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So where the heck have you been?
Yeah, change some settings.
It's been like
busy.
a month.
Audible now.
Yeah.
Work and friends and
Ruby. Hello.
I can barely hear.
Yeah, he's been really busy with his security work and so on.
You.
Why are you always muted?
Why am I always muted?
Anyhow, so what brings you here actually?
いや、今小さいアバターがあってさ。
Speak, I guess.
No, I'm just wondering what you're doing here suddenly.
Pretty cool. I just got it from
I just joined a friend and then.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, ne.
I started to wonder who's actually in this
小さい
room.
アバター欲しいな。
Quite a lot of people.
Yeah. Let's see.
Hello, Rimsan. Here's another model.
Nice
It
boobs.
basically just takes over the whole map. Thank you.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it takes over the whole map.
Yeah, there was some kind of mention that I had
I'm not sure if
gone and seen.
know of like
Annette. But the thing is that Annette
Wait.
has been blocked.
Oh, okay.
涼しい
Okay. And then
涼しい
Yeah, the thing is that Annette has been blocked.
クール
So
クーラークーラ
it's
ー
impossible for me to see her even if she's in the same room.
そんな
And
見つめら
I
れたら
have
可
no
愛くて
idea
ペロペ
when
ロ
I
しちゃっ
will
た
actually room as her.
なえちゃんが可愛く見つめる
Because
から
I didn't notice anything like
つい舐めちゃった
But they are
Yeah,
even
I mean,
upset with
if you
that.
have someone blocked.
What a piece of shit.
They're even upset
Okay.
with that thing.
寝る
Yummy.
寝ることで
Basically, for me being in the room by accident.
Hmm.
Basically, I went to see Haru several times, and it must have been during one of those times.
Yay.
I'm not sure which one because
リプだよ
yeah, there was some mention regarding that as well.
Yeah, I mean, sure, like you, I don't think you can technically see as someone who's blocking you or has you blocked.
Yeah,
You block them
Yeah, you
until you
basically-
pretty much open the social tab.
they weren't even on my friend list to start with.
In the Balkan.
I'm just guessing. But I wouldn't be surprised if that has actually happened.
In my country.
I see.
Welcome.
God damn it, Ekas. Yeah, sorry about that. That was, I don't even know what the hell was going on back there.
Yeah. It was really
Yeah,
insane.
but-
The server was lagging so much I couldn't even see the game.
Yeah. Yeah, there's way too many rooms, and I don't know what happened to the avatar testing room. But I'm trying to
that,
think, like,
That's back then.
okay. Oh, I see.
Here's fine.
Kind of.
なんで逃げるのなんで逃げるのなんでなゆ
I see.
ないで
Because it was so bad that the entire game lagged out. And you could only hear people speak half the time. It was that overloaded.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, I
I
was
mean, is it
basically
like a
frozen
public
in
world?
place. I have no idea if it was public or not, but sure, a lot of people joined, that's for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, it was probably
So-
something like 10-20 people at least.
Okay. But I'm trying. I wouldn't say like I know Annette that well.
Yeah.
I only talked to her like a few
Yeah, and,
times at best.
after she blocked me, I'm not even sure I know her.
Okay, and there's only a person I know that you know exactly that I have had like friendly conversation with is Kittiness, Genius Roof. I have never
Wait
heard
a
of this person
minute.
before, but
Wait a minute.
Hmm?
Did you just say that
What?
Genius Roof was looking at me in a positive manner?
I don't know. That's
Well, apparently she completely hates me now.
well. I didn't say that. I said I don't know Genius Roof. That's it.
Oh, okay. Okay, sorry.
All right. Just let me speak. I'm really sorry. Like there are way too many people in this room.
Yeah.
But you said something about a certain incident, and I know these three people have blocked you so far, but
Yeah.
I have absolutely
Want to come in?
not quite the absolute picture of what went on. So I've blocked.
Yeah.
I know
I'll
that this
try
is a
give
very
I'll try to give you a short story of it. Let's see.
sure.
One
That
person,
could help a lot.
one person decided to play a prank on me by pretending to be a trap. Basically,
Okay.
pretending to be a girl. Then he had one of my friends invite him on a fake account to the world that I was in. And then Genius Roof who was the one that invited him, introduced him to me as a girl. And this person is someone that Roof actually knows.
Okay.
Then he proceeded to try to fool me royally. And then, of course, he see himself as being a man, and I didn't recognize him at the time because it had been being a man like weeks since I actually even spoken with him. I could not even recognize his voice. And then he proceeded to
Got my account back.
giving me some kind of bullshit talk and then leaving.
The camera is all the way up here.
So basically, what he did was
I need a hack to steal this chat.
take the blame for it.
Okay.
How?
So a few days
It's not
later,
mine.
I went to see Rue
No.
and asked her what the heck was that? Who was that person? And
Know
she
how
said that
to
she
adjust
had
the camera
no idea
point.
who that person is, that she met him, like, who was that person? So I asked her, why would you introduce to me a person that you barely know? And she basically, And I decided to believe her obvious lie at that time because I had no reason to So I decided to simply forgive her, and in order to at least make it a bit fair, basically that she did something bad, sure, right? Basically, she helped someone pull a very malicious prank on me. So clearly, she had done something fairly bad towards me, even if it was by mistake or anything.
Okay.
Yeah. So I decided to give her a punishment. So I asked her to come to me so she could get her punishment.
Wait.
And I was
what?
intending to give her a hug.
You.
Yeah.
Wait. You said you wanted to give her a punishment?
Yeah, for what she did. Basically, a fair punishment for what she did towards me.
But you said doesn't sound like a punishment.
Oh.
Yeah,
I guess so.
okay.
Yeah.
But
But anyhow, I wanted to at least show her that I had forgiven her.
okay.
Yeah.
But let's just imagine, if you were to punish her, what would you do to her then? It's a very
You mean if I was to punish her for real?
yeah, basically. Let's just imagine.
Good question. I have no idea actually, because there isn't anything that you can in VR chat do physically towards a person, and I don't have any avatars that, for example, give some kind of scare or loud noise or anything like that. So basically, I had no ammunition to use. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't even have an avatar. I don't even have an avatar with sound effects. Yeah, for example, this one.
Okay.
Yeah, for example, this one.
Well, that's not
it doesn't have
problem.
any
Okay.
sound effects at all.
Let's continue on with the
Or
story.
any
So
kind of
that's-
animations. It's just this.
Is that very...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it continues on with Roof actually. So she was she was behaving reluctant, and I thought that she was acting scared because she was being somehow reluctant towards getting something that he thinks that she doesnof course if she thinks that I'm going to punish her in a really cruel manner, maybe she is right. But the fact of the matter is that I wasn't even going to do that. The only reason I even asked her, the only reason I decided to punish her at all to begin with was to see if she would at least trust me enough to let me decide what's proper for her. Yeah. And of course, she was clearly acting reluctant to it, and basically as if anything that I would do would be too much. So anyhow, I continued on by basically pleading to her and asking her nicely to come here, please. And I tried to reason with her as well, and she wouldn't even listen to anything I had to say. So she was acting terrified, despite the fact that I was at all times I was never closer than this. I never got close enough to even touch her, and still she was scared. And I wasn't chasing her either.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to grab her or anything. I just basically just because it's pointless for me to have her punished. If I have to go to her and punish her that way, it's pointless.
But that's not a problem. Okay.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
Then, do you have any ideas as to why she would even be terrified of you?
Well, that is most likely because I believed her lies, and she knew that she was lying. Never closer than this. I never got.
Okay.
And that's probably why.
Well,
Indeed.
that is very complicated.
But that's probably why.
Do you have
because any other reason for it? Her lies. So basically why? Because she must have believed that I didn't believe a word that she had said to me. Yeah, believed that I didn't believe. So she probably imagined that I would be using some kind of really freakish avatar that would completely scare her totally out of her wits. Yeah, and technically, I was in this avatar at the time. Yeah,
very
the only thing I had was this thing.
Do you have that part of the story now?
Yeah, the only thing I had was this thing.
Anything else? Okay.
Yeah. And then she hid behind
Kai. Okay.
Kai, who was there, and then she Kai, yeah, and then she blocked me and vanished. So at that time I felt really hurt about it because she had literally just from my point of view, she had simply just
saying she
any kind of
punishment
degree of
because she
punishment
spite you?
out of spite. Well, because she doesn't think that she deserves it.
Okay. Punishment because she's...
And yeah, you could say that her thinking was right, but the truth doesn't think that. But the truth wasn't that it was. So yeah,
it's one of those things where it's like.
But basically, what do you call that kind of thing is with very simple terms a misunderstanding. Yeah.
I guess you could call it that.
Yeah. It's the simplest way to explain it. It's a simple misunderstanding because of how I behaved. Yeah.
Who's the dying person?
And
there's a lot more people over here.
And of course, she didn't unfriend me. So I thought that she
Wait,
was,
so is that you who made the Japanese what's it called?
later. So
World? No? Over here.
I decided to
No? Japanese
follow her.
Japanese
and,
house.
and ask
No.
one of her
No,
friends,
what
to
is that? No, I thought that your name was on one of
stop this and just unblock me already because
in the Japanese
because,
house
she's being
world.
she's being really hurtful.
One of
It was
rooms has a tooltip that says
it was
something
actually
like that.
offending.
I thought it was your name, so it was
Yeah.
room. So I,
Anyway,
so I
she's
thought you might have that,
close
that might have been
friends.
you.
She actually owns her as a property. Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, one more time. What did you say?
I believe
Good
she
call with that.
paid 200 flowers for
You
roof.
were lagging out.
That's very cheap, actually. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Well, the thing is that Kitteness owns roof.
What? That
And
sounds so weird.
she
No.
paid 200 flowers for her. Yeah, I know. It's a thing that they.
Hold up.
Yeah, I
let me
know,
just,
it's
let me
a
just check
thing
the
that
number of
they,
people in
do.
this room.
Yeah, I have
There are
no. Yeah,
a number of
it's
people in this
probably
room.
20.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
No
it's-
wonder why this room is getting
It's
laggy as
probably
fuck.
20 people. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That and there's a mirror. So, yeah. So, I decided to go to Kitteness and ask her for help with resolving this this entire thing because I had no idea what was going on. Because I thought at the time I still thought that she was playing some kind of prank because of her
I
being
see.
reluctant and so on. Or maybe not a prank, but at least she was behaving very oddly. Because who blocks a person for something like that? And like that?
Mhm.
Who blocks a person for the sake of a
Okay.
joke? Yeah, I was fairly confused about it. So the thing is that the for the sake ask her for her help. I got ambushed by a lynch.
I see.
Yeah.
Just the camera point.
And there was Haru was there, and King joined in later, and there was quite a lot of people.
What's up, Ruby, Nevar, Pika?
Kitteness was there, even if she had blocked me.
Yay.
Yeah. And I'm not even sure why she
what?
blocked
Oh
me.
no.
because, fact of the matter is that she's actually someone else's property, and she could have been ordered
Yeah.
to do that.
Okay.
So it's really confusing that that kind of thing gets involved. But
Guys,
matter remains.
guys, I'm sorry, one moment. Guys. Yes, Benno, Kish.
Follow me.
Go and talk a little bit somewhere else. I'm really sorry, but we want to talk. We want to talk properly right
Yeah.
now.
Let's go a bit more to the end.
Yeah, sure.
And of course, Pika over there joined in later, and Black Mango was there for at least half the time. So basically, Haru, who led the charge, I guess.
Okay.
Basically, was saying that all the girls were upset with me, and were upset with me that I had been. What was it that I said?
これ何?
Oh yeah, that I've been acting like a creep and them, and they were scared of me, and that everyone was fed up with me, and that they were going to beat me. And of course they did that. And I thought that Haru would actually block me as well, but apparently she wasn't even involved in the matter at all, despite being named.
So she was definitely... Yeah,
Yeah.
so you told me that King of Spade and... yeah, basically you told me that King of Spade told you to not go close to Haru or Yayoi. Is that correct?
I believe he had told Harunism to tell me. I'm not exactly sure, but I do know that Harunism was the one that told me.
I see.
Yeah. And I thought that I had actually done something really terrible towards them. So I actually was fairly upset and shocked about it all because the thing is that when I was younger, there was this girl that I knew, and we was basically living under the same roof as a cohabitation. Yeah, with other people, and but I was very fond of her as a friend, and so on. And then, of course, it ended up with me hurting her so badly that she cried and never spoke to me again.
No, that is definitely something really heavy. You said you hurt her? I know that this is a very sensitive topic.
Psychologically.
Psychologically? You said you hurt her?
Yes.
Well, I understand this is really...
The thing is that I never physically hurt her.
Well, I understand this is
But according to what she described towards me, I may as well have been mildly torturing her the entire time. Anyhow, the thing is that she was the first person in my life to even tell me about that kind of issue.
Okay.
Until then, I had no idea that I was even capable of something like that, and that I had a tendency towards doing it.
Okay.
Basically, I was a kind of stalker, we would say.
So that's what she claimed?
No, that's the facts. I fully believe her on her word. Because it's the truth. She told me the truth. I checked some facts and I realized what the fuck had happened to me. What I had become.
Okay.
And of course, that truth kind of hit me like a ton of bricks because I literally could not speak for 3 hours. It had happened to me.
Okay.
Yeah, I basically was mute for 3 hours. I could not speak even if I tried.
Well, I'm very sorry I had to go through such an experience, and it definitely is a level of pain that...
Yeah, but the thing is that when Harunism started talking with me about that thing, well, I believed him fully, and I thought that I had done the same thing to 3 girls. No, 4 girls.
Okay.
And one thing's for sure, I was already upset when I came into that room, and them ambushing me didn't help it, so I was clearly not thinking that for sure. Because at first I tried to even defend myself, and then of course they just bullied me out of it. So basically I just sat there and took their abuse and beating.
Okay.
And I believe that went on for almost 6 hours.
Really?
Yeah, that's what they're claiming at least. It felt like 3 hours to me. Or maybe 2. Maybe 1.
They claim, well, they claim that you went and so let me just clarify this, okay? Just for clarity, because it's a lot of information for me to take in at once. You're saying that they're claiming that you have been harassing 4 girls for 6 hours straight?
No. They explained it and harassed me for it for 6 hours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Fact of the matter is that even after those 6 hours, I was still confused about what exactly I had done towards them, because they never bothered with telling me any kind of concrete specifics. They just told me a bunch of bullshit and caca. So basically, they were when I asked them what I had done, they basically reacted like it was so terrible what you have done. You should be ashamed of yourself. You should be in jail. We're not even gonna bother saying it to you because we're so upset.
Okay.
So I still have no idea what they were talking about.
It is, well...
So for all I know, they could have gotten information that was completely made up lies, and they believed it and then harassed me for it. Because they were too upset to even fact check.
I see. Well...
Yeah, they had no interest in hearing what I had to say. Because they thought I was guilty from the start.
Okay, then can we just
Okay.
So if let's imagine I am them, like Roof and Kittiness. Imagine if they actually decide that they will listen to what you have to say, what would you tell them?
Here, easy.
That's such a heavy question.
Please.
You can take your time. It's okay. It is a very heavy topic.
I have no idea what I did towards you, but it must have been really bad, and I'm sorry. I feel really bad about it despite not knowing what it is. Could you maybe please tell me?
It is a very... I see.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a very strong message.
Yeah. Yeah. Basically, it's the story of my life. I've been in these kind of situations, quite made up lies, and I've never gotten any kind of answer to my questions, like why, what have I done wrong? That girl that I mentioned was the first one who even bothered to treat me as a human being.
Okay.
And actually tell me what was wrong.
All right. I mean, this is a very touchy mess, and you have every right to not tell what's went on. I will ask it anyway.
Yep.
What exactly did she say that caused her to have a psychological trauma, or what stress?
That's the thing. That's the thing. I haven't I haven't spoken with Annette. I haven't spoken with Kittenes. The only one I've spoken with so far is Haru.
Okay.
And Yayoi.
Yeah, okay.
And Yayoi seems to be fine. It's like she is not even aware of any kind of issue. And Haru, well, I was so scared of talking to Haru, so I had one of the moderators talk with her instead.
Okay.
And she says that she has no idea about any of it. And of course, the fact of the matter is that 12 hours before that incident started at all, 12 hours before that, I was actually spending time with Haru and having a good time. And with Kittenes, the only one so fun, I was introducing her to some of my friends. And I thought everything was completely fine, and then they started giving me this bullshit about me being a
Ekas love for
person towards Haru
flirting
and
with random girls.
Yeah. So technically, they haven't said a word to me regarding it.
Okay.
Apart from Haru.
And also, this is a very, again, like, I'm still coming back to this topic. I apologize.
Yeah. No, yes, go ahead.
I think you slightly misunderstood my question earlier.
Okay.
Okay, so I was asking not about Ruth, Kittenes, or Annette, but I was asking more about you said the first girl that you used to live together with.
Yeah. What about her? What about her?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Oh,
exactly, like,
you meant with her? I thought you meant with those girls.
No.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. No,
exactly. Like,
what I would say to her is completely different, and I did already say it to her. And I basically said, I'm really, really sorry. I have no defense for it.
Okay.
Everything you said was right. Apart from different, and I did already say apart from one detail, but regardless, you're right.
Okay.
I'm a terrible person, and I'm really sorry. And yeah, she kind of never spoke to me again, despite me saying that.
Yeah, well, I'm very sorry to have to go through all this.
Yeah, that's my detail. It's garbage.
Sorry to have to go through all. I see.
It's my content. I hate it with a burning passion. I wish it could just blow up. It could just blow
all
up.
This story,
in a nuke.
all this drama?
No, my country. The place I live in.
Oh.
Just blow it all up. It's no use to anyone. It's just a complete cesspool of hatred.
You're from... I remember you told me you're from Holland. This drama?
No.
No, oh, god damn it.
No, I'm from Finland.
Yes, god damn it. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's
Yeah.
too many people and I'm like trying to remember every country where everyone's from and I'm keep getting mixed up.
Yeah, it's not that easy.
Yeah.
That's why I have notes.
Notes?
Yeah, I keep notes of all my 130 friends.
Really?
Yeah, I keep notes. I might get the country or real name or age. Basic details that are still fairly important.
So, everything that you have learned about these people in the notebook?
Everything, some things I keep to my memory. It's just not everything, details that I'm likely to forget otherwise.
I see.
Yeah. And I also have their details that so they go off the friend list, I can notice that and then re-add them in case the server, for example, bugged or so on. Like with you.
Really?
Yeah.
With me? Everything that you have learned?
Yeah, I have you noted as well.
Really?
Server.
Oh wow, I'm flattered. Can I ask what exactly did you note about?
Good question. Let's see. Server, for example. Let's see. Oh. that wasn't much at all. Okay. I wrote in that you're male and you speak fluent Japanese.
You wrote about me in Japanese?
No. I wrote that you speak fluent Japanese. How the heck? Yeah. I just wrote it in for the heck of it. Not for any specific reason. It must have been the day that I met you for sure. So yeah, that was all I had. The rest of it I know by memory. Like, for example, you're from Taiwan, right?
Nope.
I should have wrote
Eco
it
trade.
down. Alright. Well, at least I know that English teacher in Japan.
Yes, then you got that right.
If you're not from Taiwan, where the heck are you from?
Thailand.
Oh, that's why I got it wrong. I didn't even realize that.
Two is different. Very different. But very similar names.
Yeah, that explains it. So let's see, it was Taiwan. You know what? I'll write it down.
Alright, yeah, you can write it down if you want to.
There we go. Hopefully I will not forget it next time.
Yeah, hopefully I won't forget you're from Finland either.
And whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got a slight off topic there. Where was we?
I mean, well,
let's see.
Yeah, we
nuking
kind of
my
did.
country. Nuking my country, and before that, yeah, of course, regarding that girl. Yeah. And then, of course, it was regarding those girls. So, yeah, back to that entire lynching. We were done for quite a while, and I was actually so... I was so shocked and upset about it all. So I was actually having trouble breathing. Yeah. Yeah, that's why
you were shocked?
Yeah, to hear what they were saying and what I had done. At the time, I believed it fully that I had actually done it. It took me several days to figure out that they were actually completely me. I was actually going around to all my female friends and asking them, have I harassed you or scared you?
Did they say anything?
My other female friends?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, a third of them said, what the heck are you talking about? Where is this coming from? And of course, the other two-thirds were just as confused about it. And I basically had to explain to them what had happened to me. And they said that I don't do those kind of things.
Okay, okay.
And of course, there was one girl that said that she did feel a bit. She felt a bit. What she said was that she felt a knot in her stomach a few days before, when I had gone under her skirt.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is a very big claim to have.
No, it's not that big of a. And of course, she's the only one who even had anything remotely to any kind of complaint about me.
Please, to have a female friend of yours, are they VR chat players? Stuff.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, all of them are. And
Really?
many of them I have on my Discord.
Okay.
And they are decently close friends. Complained about me.
Okay, okay. Well, that's good. That's good to know that you still have close friends and that yeah,
but
you still have someone you can talk to.
Well, the thing is that I talked with friends. What was it now? It was around 20 different girls.
Okay.
Yeah. I had, I believe I had 7 of them on my Discord, at least.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
And after going through those 20, I decided to remove them, because technically, my friend list has around, let's see, it's over 90 women.
Okay.
Yeah. So, ask people until summer.
From summer, is that what you're saying?
No. I've been asking people all the way into summer.
Oh,
yeah.
If your actions made them uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, if I had harassed them or scared them or anything like that. And it was apparent from the first 20 that they would all be saying, no, you haven't. What are you talking about? Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, when the girl, and of course I told some of the girls the complete story and so on. Actually, quite a bit of them actually told about it. I think I actually told close to 20 girls about it. And well, they had the thing is that I was banned for a week after that incident, and I could only see in the private rooms. So I was limited to who I could even see among those on my friend list. Anyhow, those who did came and see me, they had nothing but support for me. And and there was one day that I was really touched by what they said there to me.
Right.
Yeah.
So, question: Can I ask you a few questions after listening to your story? Tell you a few questions. Did you tell them the exact story that you told me?
I believe so, apart from a few details that I said.
For privacy's sake?
No, it's just that I haven't had time to mention it yet.
I see. Well, I'm here, so... And as we know, we have...
So currently those knows more than you know. So...
another question that... this might sound very rude, but...
Yeah, sure.
But I'm really curious, like... Yeah. So, You said that you have, you know, all these female friends on VR chat that support you, right?
Yeah.
And you even ask 3 of them about your behavior. Is that...
No. I asked around 20 of them.
20? Ask.
Yes.
Okay. Then would it be possible if you can drop a name or 2? Because if that is the case, then I would love to hear, like, you know, what they have to say myself.
I guess I could simply, let's see, how many of them are actively online?
Okay. Yeah, just someone on the more active side, and then maybe one of these days I might go and talk to them.
Oh yeah, I know the perfect person for it. One of my closest female friends, and the thing is that I actually was in a similar incident with her before, where she unfriended me.
Okay.
So she actually unfriended me because a friend of her told her to do it.
I see.
And now she's actually one of my closest friends.
That
行きたかったってこれかな上の。
That would be perfect. Would it be
Maybe she's
possible
even on.
just that...
ああ、英語話せるようになりて。
No, we don't have to talk now. We don't have to talk now. It's fine.
True.
But definitely one of these days, then you could introduce me to her, and I would love it.
She lives in Canada.
I see.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. She might actually be on your... How do you deal with pending requests?
Pending requests?
Yeah, because she might actually try to friend you.
Who is it? If it's someone that I never have any idea, like, if you just simply send me like a friend request without like being ever talking to me in front of my face, I would just think one that...
Yeah, and that's probably what happened. Her name was Roxy.
Never heard of it.
Okay, maybe she didn't friend you then.
Or if she did, then she friended me when I was like... If you just sent it at some point in the past.
Yeah, but the thing is that she wanted to get into contact with you in order to have you help translate for Haru.
Oh, okay.
Because she is actually friends with Haru. You remember me telling about introducing Haru to some of my friends?
Okay. Oh, that was a long time ago, man. How many months ago was that?
No. It was after that incident where I got banned.
So a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. So I was having an incident where I got my friend for the first time. Because I wanted her to get to know a bit more people and have a bit more practice with her English.
I see.
Yeah, so I considered to take her to some of my friends who were doing things in English. And they were doing this performance at the time, and I had gotten an invite, so I decided, heck, I'll bring her with me. So, so she came along. I introduced her to this girl, and she actually friended her.
Okay.
Here's the funny thing. Here's the funny thing. Roxy doesn't speak any Japanese.
Okay, that's gonna be hard.
Yeah, I know. But she still friended her.
Yeah.
So it was kind of funny when I found out about that.
Okay. So that's gonna be... Hitori?
So they are actually friends.
Yeah, just a quick question. Hitori?
It's ROX. 1 second. I'll check it myself because I never know what his name's exactly. There we go. Okay. Sorry.
It's okay, it's
My
okay, it's
mother
okay.
language there.
Hiding.
ROXEE. Double E.
ROXE.
Double E.
Oh, ROX double E. I see.
Show.
Yeah, I'll
It's
keep a
Roxy with
note that
2 E.
name. Yep, I'll
Yeah.
keep a note that name the next time I see her. Okay.
Actually, just send her a friend request.
Oh, that works too. Well, you can tell her that you'd already talked to me, and yeah, that's all.
Yeah,
Alright,
I will simply tell her to look independent and accept you. And I'll give her a head on Discord.
Right. There are two. So I typed in the name. There are two Roxys. There's Roxy and Roxy E4DB. Is it just Roxy, or with the? Is she using a Steam account?
Wait a minute. No, she doesn't use a Steam account.
So it's just Roxy with no extra code.
Her avatar has a pink flower background, and she has a pink skirt on her, and some and brown hair.
I see. That's perfect.
Yeah. There's only one person matching that perfectly, because she does use a very beautiful background. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Right. So anything else you want to tell me about?
But yeah, she wanted to have a word with Haru regarding what had happened. So she was one of the first people that came to my defense.
Okay.
Yeah. Because she knows perfectly well what kind of person I am.
Right.
Yeah. And she knows perfectly well how people can get pressured by their friends to do things that isn't right. Because as I mentioned, one of her friends had told her to unfriend me.
Okay.
Just like one of these told her.
I see.
With Kittiness and Annette. I'm guessing that Ruth told them about what happened, and because it's a misunderstanding, Ruth has no reason to believe it to be untrue in any kind of way, because to her it's the truth, and she hasn't even heard what I had to say about it, so it doesn't even matter to her what I have to say. And of course that means that what I have to say doesn't even matter to the other girls, because they think that Ruth is completely honest and everything is correct that she say.
I see.
So they never decided to let me have a word about it at all, and even stated he basically said that guilty, kill him.
That is.
Yeah. And I'm a bit and I'm a bit upset about it, because I thought that Annette and both Annette and Kittiness knew better than that. Because fact of the matter is that I've been in trouble before. The first one that defended me, the first time I got into trouble, was Kittiness. She was the only one who defended me.
She did?
Yes. Because she was the one that they were saying that I had done something terrible towards her. This was way before that the entire incident blew up.
I see. So, okay, so...
Like a month before at least.
So Kittiness at some point, like, did you, but then...
But then most likely because of what Ruth, I'm guessing, then she decided to just block me. That, or she was ordered into blocking me, because from what I have heard from a witness, namely Black Mango that was there, from what I heard from him say, he said that Kittenes was there while blocking me. She was still there defending me.
Okay, okay.
She was saying, "Please stop. I feel sorry for him. Please stop this." That's what his claim that she was saying at the time. And I kind of believed that because I knew that Kittenes was there in the room saying something to my defense. And they were basically telling her to basically telling her to shut up.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah. And of course, Annette, I'm really disappointed with Annette because I thought that she would at least try defend me to some degree, because the fact of the matter is that the second time I got into trouble, it was with one of Annette's friends.
I see.
And she was the one who helped me clear out the details about what actually had happened. So according to what Annette told me, look, Haru.
Yeah.
Anyhow. Me. Question is unmute or block? What to pick?
Well, what do you mean?
Well, I have Haru muted.
Oh, okay. Well, you can do whatever you want with him. I mean, that's what.
Haru is not being disruptive.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh wait, it's no, my mistake. No, it's not me that has him muted. It's him that's muted me.
Oh, okay.
Okay, never mind then. Yeah.
Ask him to unmute me, man.
You were still talking about how Annette.
Oh yeah, Annette.
Was...
Yeah. The thing is that what happened was, according to Annette, what had happened was that previously that night, a person had been kind of being obscene with a friend of his that was AFK. A girl that was in the room.
Right.
And of course, that guy had told me to leave her alone, and so I did.
Whoa.
So I never actually touched her. Then, of course, she also said that he was fairly drunk that night, and also that he has a pet peeve of his that I accidentally mentioned then. Basically, I said the exact trigger word to make him completely hate me forever. Basically, what I did was that I mentioned to Annette. The thing is that I found out that Annette actually lives in Japan.
Right.
Yeah. So I decided to tell her that, and also that she studies in Japan. And I told her then that, well, I'm planning to do my internship possibly this year in Tokyo.
Right. Sorry, we got another person interrupting us.
And also,
Spiky,
considering...
Yes.
And considering subject that she's learning, we might actually end up in the same company learning. Actually ending up as co-workers.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like less than 1% chance of it, but it is a possibility. Anyhow, less than 1. And then, of course, her friend started to go at me, harassing me, and being plain out mean towards me. And then kicked me. And from what I have heard, that person is still pissed at me, hates me completely, and will gladly write any report to get me permanently banned.
Okay, now that is definitely quite a jump, quite an escalation.
Yeah. I found out it today. That he's that kind of person. If it's that person, I'm not exactly fully sure yet, but it's a possibility. I will not be doing that. Because the thing is that I don't remember his name clearly.
Let's see.
The thing that
can you please not interrupt us? We are like. I'm gonna block it.
But the thing is that he vanished.
Yeah, whatever.
Anyhow, the thing is that when a person does something towards me and so on, I kind of tend to forget their name completely and face and so on.
Okay.
You could say that it's basically my brain letting them have a second chance. But to be honest, I really hate it. I wish I could remember people clearly, what they done to me. So they can't do it again. Yeah.
Right. So.
Yeah, it's a quirk I have.
It's a quirk. So basically, benevolence by force of habit.
Yeah. It's really annoying. Yeah. So yeah, the thing is that I asked Annette that if she could help me next time I got into trouble, and she was happy to do so, she said. And she was one of the first people to block me, and yeah, I'm a bit disappointed. Yeah.
Yeah, I see.
You fucking lying. Stop blocking me.
What are they talking about? I haven't blocked.
What?
If I had blocked him, I couldn't hear what he's saying, even less see him.
Okay.
How nice that is.
All right.
I just gonna say hi.
I don't know what he's doing. Well, you're more.
Yeah. And now you see what kind of attitude he has towards me. And he was the one leading the charge with the entire mob.
Okay. You're more.
So yeah, the that I haven't mentioned yet regarding what Haru was actually telling me. Let's see. First, he spewed out that I had been talking about sexual harassment with Haru.
Okay.
Yeah, as if it was a bad thing.
Whoa,
Yeah.
whoa. Wait, hold on. This will be my misunderstanding, but he said he told you that you've been talking to Haru about sexual harassment, but
yeah,
you saying that he's telling you off. He told you off as if it's a bad thing, but wouldn't you think that sexual harassment is bad?
Yes, that's why I asked her about it.
Okay.
The thing is that the previous subject that we've discussed spewed was regarding a parade.
What?
Yeah, the Japanese penis parade.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
Haru even sent me a picture of it.
Yeah. Japan does have some really quirky festivals.
Yeah. So, and that wasn't even my idea to bring up that subject.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided to ask Haru what she regards as sexual harassment. Yeah, and he's bullshitting me about that, seriously. Yeah. And Haru was completely fine with it. She was having fun. Because I introduced her to my friends afterwards. Yeah. So I have no reason to doubt Haru at all regarding the fact that she has no problems with me.
I see.
Yeah, she's been telling me that everything's fine. I'm a nice person, and she's been really saying nice things about me.
I see.
Yeah. I was actually quite glad of hearing her talk about me that way. Go figure. So, I guess something good came out of it all. And then, of course, there was Annette and her pussy.
Pardon?
Yeah, I have still no idea what the heck it was on about. Because I can't really imagine. First off, I can't really imagine myself talking about that kind of subject, and even if I did, it wouldn't have been anything that I would think that Annette would have been offended by. Because if she had been offended by it, she would have told me about it.
So your Annette was not offended by anything that you have done to her?
No, she has been of one thing, but it wasn't about that thing that Haruna was claiming.
So
yeah, Haruna didn't even know about that thing because that thing happened when Annette and I was in private, just the two of us.
I see.
Yeah, and what happened then was that I tried to simply touch her in a friendly manner. It wouldn't have, and she was behaving a bit oddly about it, so I asked her what's wrong. And she told me that she doesn't feel comfortable with being touched at all. She said though that she's fine with me hugging her, but anything else, just refrain from it. Yeah, and I understand her viewpoint fully. If that's how she feels, that's how she feels. I can't do anything about it, and I'll simply have to not do it because she feels better if I do it. Yeah. She basically explained it as being a partly cultural thing and partly a thing of hers.
I see.
Yeah. And yeah, ever since then, I've been let's see, how to phrase it. I've been very careful to not even do it by accident, out of habit. I have always kept it in mind when being in the same room as her to not do it even by accident.
Okay.
Yeah, because I do actually respect how she feels.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the only thing that we ever talked about that she had problems with me about.
Hey Fargo. Not now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And regarding Roof, well, we know what happened there.
All right.
Apart from that, I haven't done anything that would offend her or cause her any distress or anything. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see.
So yeah, I could if what the Harunism said was true about Annette, then sure, she could have said this too. It's up to her. I wouldn't mind. But I still have no idea what the heck I actually did wrong. Because nothing of that was ever explained to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The only explanation I got was had mentioned something about her pussy and yeah.
Her what?
I have no idea. I have no idea when I would have done that. Because I don't even drink, so it can't have been when I was drunk because I never drink.
Okay.
Yeah. Of course, Annette does drink, but I only met her when she's drunk once or twice, and I can't remember any kind of discussion that would have led to something like that. Yeah. Yeah, the only way for me to know for sure is for Annette to actually tell me, because I'm thinking that just like with Haru, these kinds of things are coming from a third party, not from their mouths.
I see.
Because the fact of the matter is that if Annette would have had some kind of grievance with me and told Harunism about it, she would have for sure told about that touching thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And since that wasn't even mentioned, apparently Haruna never even spoke to them.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm a bit skeptical about the whole story that I got explained about anything.
Right.
What else did they mention? Oh yeah, they also talked about that thing that happened with Kittens and me. And of course, there was this thing with Haru as well. But that wasn't even anything worth mentioning as any kind of problem. I asked her a question and she said no, and that was that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was basically asking for permission. And she said no, and yeah.
So
yeah, I was
okay.
the thing is that in the spur of the moment, I asked her if it would be okay if we were to kiss.
You mean Haru?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And of course, she
what did she say?
said But she said no, she would be too embarrassed.
I see.
Yeah. So yeah, they even tried to pull that up as an argument.
I see.
Mm. And clearly, Haru has no problem with me being a bit different.
Okay.
Yeah. He has no complaint about me. Apart from this one complaint, that was regarding the use of the word koi.
Ah.
Yeah, that's the only thing that she's ever complained about me.
So you said too much? Is that what it is?
Said too much what?
You said koi too much because koi means love, and for Japanese people, love is.
No. The thing is that do you remember her asking you to tell me about it?
Right. Okay, that.
Yeah, you remember that, right?
Oh, the Valentine Day thing.
No, not that one. No.
Okay.
No, regarding the word koi, the use of it to ask her to follow me.
Oh, koi. That koi.
Yeah.
Oh, that koi.
Yeah.
That koi. Not koi
Yeah.
is in love. Right. Koi is in like the order, as in like the telling someone to follow you. All right.
Yeah. At the time, I know about the meaning for love, but at the time I had completely forgotten about its interpretation of being a aggressive thing.
It can be aggressive.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the only thing that she ever has complained to anyone about me. And that's actually fairly impressive when I think about it. I thought that Haru and I would get into some kind of difficulty or disagreement or mishap or misinterpretation or anything, but she's been terrific. She's been really helpful towards my issues with the language and.
I see.
And she really wants to be friends with me.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, Haru is someone that just friends just about anyone, I guess.
Yeah, but the thing is that she actually makes a proper effort to being a good friend.
Okay.
She doesn't go around with bullshits like misunderstandings or rumors or anything like that. She just takes it as it is, and if she thinks anything's wrong, she asks.
Mm-hmm.
And simply try to clarify it if there might be a misunderstanding or anything. So she's been really helpful for me.
I see.
Yeah. So I literally can't say anything bad about Haru.
Okay.
Yeah. And apparently she doesn't have anything bad to say about me either.
Right.
Yeah, it's I would call it a miracle.
Well, a miracle indeed.
Yeah. Because
right.
When you consider what's happened with everyone else, I would be sure that I had done something wrong to Haru at some time, but apparently, no. Go figure. What else did they say? Was there anything else?
Sure, you're more than welcome to tell me anything. I mean,
and of course, they did mention the whole thing about scaring them, but Harunism said it in a general term as if I had been going around scaring everyone, not just Ruth.
Haruna did?
Yeah. Haru knows him.
Okay.
Yeah. So he said it in general terms, as if I had done it towards every one of them on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm.
And not even noticed it myself.
Really?
Yeah.
You noticed that you have been scaring everyone?
No, I didn't notice. That's the thing that confused me. They were claiming that I had been scaring everyone on a constant basis, basically. That if I come into the room, they get scared. And at the time, I thought they were completely serious about it. And and of course, yeah, I did ask Harunism, but why haven't they told me so in that case? Why haven't they tried to talk with me or anything?
Mm-hmm.
And he basically spurted out that I'm a guy, I should know better, I should not need to ask them, they should not need to tell me. And yeah, I actually giving them despite the fact that I shouldn't. Because if you think about it, it's kind of bullshit to expect someone to read their mind.
Golden shower.
Because what the community guidelines says is that you should first mute, block, unfriend, use all of that or one of them, and also kick, and also in addition to it, tell the person to leave them alone. Only after that is it actually considered intentional harassment.
Okay.
So technically, all those reports that were sent were actually fake reports, false reports.
False reports.
Yeah, at least, let's see. I would say 6 reports were false. The only report that I could say had any kind of validity to it, and even then it's invalid, would be regarding if Ruth sent one. I have no idea if she did. But the thing is that Ruth doesn't really have a fully justifiable reason for sending a report. If you were to follow the guidelines there to the letter.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'll simply accept it as valid if she thinks so.
Mm-hmm.
I can't really stop her from what she thinks right now.
Right.
And I can't blame her for it either. So, but the other 6 reports, there was no justification for them.
Okay.
There was no reasoning or evidence behind them. And of course, there was also an older report that I suspected that the friend of Annette sent.
Right. So,
So 7 reports without any justifiable cause.
Right. So basically, this secret server group that you're claiming had members who came to tell you to not us again, right?
Yeah.
And several members, or at least a few of the members, already blocked you. And a false.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they blocked me or not, because they are basically monitoring and spying on me.
Well, here's the thing, though. At least you said that Annette, Roof, and Kittiness already blocked you. Is that right?
Yes. Yes.
So I can assume that Kittiness is also part of this group.
I guess you're correct, actually. Now when you say it.
Possibly, I don't know.
Because now when you mention it, they did specifically say that Kittiness and Annette and Roof are part of the group.
Okay.
And that the boy and Haru is not directly connected.
I don't see how they would be.
Yeah, I have no idea. But at least that's what they came. But still, they consider them as members and will try and explain the guard, protect them, monitor me. Yeah. Yeah. Also, they also said that they have a lot of members all over the place. And if they ever hear anything about me doing anything similar to any girl, that they will have me permanently banned. So basically, they didn't extend it just to Haru and Yayoi. That's the one that they extended it to specifically. They have extended it to generally to every person in the game.
Right.
So basically, I'm such a terrorist that I need to be dealt with completely by any means necessary.
Basically, they're threatened to wipe you off this game.
Yeah. The words that Haruna explained, we will fuck you up.
Right.
Exact words.
I see. Okay. Well, this is a lot to take in.
And of course, Haruna claims that he recorded it all.
Right.
Which I doubt. Which I doubt, because that recording was never sent to the moderators.
Okay. So you said the recording is so just to clarify, this recording is about the what is it?
Lynching.
Hello, San. San?
Hello.
So we're talking right now. Can you leave us?
Sorry.
Yes?
I'm sorry. He's a friend of mine. Don't worry.
Yeah, it's
he's
obvious.
Innocent. Yeah.
He's innocent.
He's innocent.
Yeah,
He's innocent.
he looks fairly innocent, but you never know with some guys.
Yeah. Let's just say I trust him.
Yeah.
Let's keep that way.
Yeah, you maybe should consider not trusting him for the sake of your sanity, because I remember this trap that I knew was a guy, and all he had to do was shut up and kiss me, and I almost turned bisexual.
Right. Well,
Wow.
he's talking. Well, he's talking now, and he's still good.
Sexual.
Doesn't matter,
Yeah, but I'm just saying just in case I'm completely right, which I doubt I am. Because the fact of the matter is that when I have assumptions about people in this game, I have been proven wrong so many times, so I could probably write a book regarding 1,000 false assumptions.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm so surprised over every person I meet that I found something out about. The stuff that some women do. Whoa. Yeah, you would probably not believe half of it.
Right, yeah. Well, you definitely have been put in a very bad situation I could never be able to think of.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, actually. When you mention it, I'm really in an idiot situation. Yeah, but basically, as it transfers technically, what happened to me was basically nothing but cyberbullying.
But yeah. You're saying that this group Spectre is cyberbullying you?
It's obvious. Yeah, I've been bullied before, but I've never been cyberbullied before. Or at least, let's see, have I actually been cyberbullied before? Now when I think about it, I might actually have been a few times, but it wasn't anything too serious.
Okay.
Yeah, it was basically they kicked me out of a guild or something like that.
Ooh. Well, if it's a guild, then obviously I'm assuming there are a lot of people involved in this decision.
No, it's often up to the guild leader in many games.
Okay. Do you feel like those decisions were justified?
No, really, not really, because you could say they were half correct, but also half wrong.
What do you mean by half correct, half wrong?
But basically, in one example, in one game, I was kicked out for being depressing.
How depressing?
Well, I can get into fairly deep subject at times. I do have quite a lot of experience with pain and suffering.
Okay.
And sometimes I do get depressed.
So basically, they kicked you out because you're bringing in topics that they didn't like?
Basically, I was ruining the mood. Oh yeah, also, now I remember, there was, in addition to that, they believed that everything that I was saying was a complete lie. Basically, that I was trolling.
Right.
Yeah, because they could not believe that everything that actually happened to me could even happen to a person. Basically, that it is impossible. Yeah. Yeah, I do get that a lot, that's for sure. Yeah, there's now when I think about it, there's been in another game a similar incident, but that actually had no consequences. But still, I was really annoyed by it because basically I was trying to have a serious conversation and they was basically saying, troll, go away. Yeah.
Yeah, this is definitely a lot. I guess you have been through a lot as well, haven't you?
Yeah. Yeah, both online and offline. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
And that's of course why I started VR chat, because the thing is that I'm fairly messed up by it all.
Understandable.
Yeah. For example, I have no actual practice with a actual relationship with people that actually like me. Basically, I had no friends when I was young, and no girl in my area completely hated me for no actual reason.
Right.
Yeah, they were going to extents that they were they were, for example, interrupting the class by telling me to, let's see, there was one time that one girl said, what the fuck are you talking about? It makes no sense, just shut up. And I was actually talking with the teacher regarding the subject at hand. Basically, the teacher, in the middle of the class. Basically, the teacher was saying out incompetent. We were talking about the pivot, and I mentioned how pivot actions on diggers work.
Okay.
And he didn't understand it.
Hmm.
And of course, the same thing came when I asked about electronic resistors, how they work. Because
so
there's
you're saying your teachers don't know the materials well themselves?
Yep, that's for sure. Because I believe it was maybe the last year of school we had a new teacher in that subject. And when I asked him the same question that I asked before and gotten ridiculed for regarding electrical resistance, the teacher said that that's a really good question. So I at least got some some degree of justice when I asked that question then. Because everyone else was confused about it. Yeah, me and the teacher was the only people in the room who understood what I was talking about. So that was a teacher was happened before. But still, the damage was done. Basically, my favorite subject, I was afraid to ask questions during class.
What makes you say that?
Because that's what happened.
Would you mind?
Because the teacher didn't understand physics that well, and because I had asked him a question, an easy question, he hadn't even tried to understand it. Then there was no point in me asking any further questions from him because I would just be getting ridiculed and told to shut up and so on. So yeah, something that should have been a B or C, B or A plus grade ended up as being C or F. Yeah, I basically lost the complete interest in even doing my homework because it was so depressing. And of course, I have had school projects for art class destroyed completely because my name was on it.
Okay, do you know who did it?
No, no one knows.
But because your name was on it, it was destroyed.
Yeah. It was the only thing in the classroom that got destroyed. There was plenty of other projects.
Okay, so you definitely were singled out?
Yep. And of course, I had my bike sabotaged and my moped sabotaged. And what else? They never got to my bag because I guarded very closely. And of course, they had no courage to go ahead and just go at me directly because the fact of the matter is that there was basically like only one person in the school large enough to even challenge me.
Really?
Yeah. If any one of the students would have to go at me physically and try to attack me, I would have thrown them through a window.
Ooh.
That's how strong I am.
Yeah. Wow. Confident.
Yeah. If I mispark my car, I can just go to the end of it, lift it up, and adjust it.
Ooh. So basically, Okay. So you said that there's only one person that was big enough to face you. What exactly happened between the two of you?
Nothing. He had no reason to hate me. And we barely knew each other. We never spoke to each other. He was basically just a other person in the school.
Okay.
I did see him in the corridors a few times because he's obvious to see.
Oh, right.
He's basically a head higher than me.
Ah, right. Okay, I see. So, Hitori, can I ask you one more question?
Sure.
I mean, I've been listening to all of your stories and everything, and in the back of my head, I've been trying to think and recap everything.
Yeah.
So I guess, all these are a lot of information. And there's just like one thing that kind of like, what do you call it? It just doesn't feel like it lined up with me quite just yet. So I just want to clarify with you.
Okay.
Why do you see King of Spade as the villain, or someone who is intentionally going out to harm you?
Well, because that's what he did. He pulled that prank on me. Was acting really malicious about it. And he's been treating me with quite an attitude. That's for sure. And he's been...
Okay.
And of course, there is the fact that he left the roof to take the blame for it all. By masquerading as another person using a different account. And then just basically harassing me, leaving, and letting her take the blame for it. He didn't have a single concern about her welfare in the entire process. He could have just had the roof. He basically could have had the roof just join the room, then join on her, and then just had roof leave, and then just go at me without roof being involved.
Right.
But he decided to use roof as a means to make it easier for him to do the prank towards me.
I see.
Basically, just use and leave.
Also, just one moment. Is this your friend?
Nope.
So, Shin-Ra, do you mind? We're kind of in a private talk right now. So, that's why we're pretty much taking this corner. Yeah. And what were we talking about? You were saying like about how you were talking about Ruth, or
yes, Ruth.
Yes.
But I was actually talking about King.
Yeah, pretty much. But then you kind of derailed to Ruth.
Yeah, of course, because he involved the Ruth. And I'm fairly upset about that. Because the thing is that doing those kinds of things for some kind of remote grudge, I'm not even sure what his reasoning is. Fact of the matter is that he was the one who got me introduced to everyone in the gang.
Okay.
So basically, it's like getting stabbed in the back.
Right.
Yeah. I wouldn't know you or anyone else if it wasn't for him. And suddenly he turns into this complete psychopath.
Wow, that is a really big claim. Holy crap.
Yeah, and it's not a claim that I take lightly, but that is exactly how he was acting when he was pretending to be someone else. And I told Ruth that this person that you introduced me to, I can only describe him as a complete psychopath.
Right.
And that you should that you should just avoid him because yeah.
Right, I see.
Or at least be careful with him. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess they took offense to that because she knew who it was. But I don't think actually Ruth stayed. Ruth didn't stay for long enough to see what happened. I think she actually left as soon as she had introduced me to him.
Really?
Yeah, I think she left like 5 minutes into the conversation or something like that. Because she wasn't around when he left. She wasn't even online.
Right, so, okay. Ruth introduced
the fake account.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. What was the name of that character? It was...
Yeah, this is a lot.
I have it written down, but the character...
Ooh.
Yeah, I did write down the name.
What name?
I'll just check 1 second.
Check, I'll be right back in a second, okay? I'll be really back, really quick.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah.
If like
Oh. Good.
Hitori?
Yeah.
I'm back. Sorry about that.
Anyhow.
I just need to go back and turn on off the lights in my room. It was getting quite hot.
Yeah. Well, apparently, I don't think I actually wrote down the name. I remember it now. La Chiffre.
Who?
La Chiffre was that fake account.
Okay. That was the fake account of... Was it...
King.
Did you say Ruth or King? Or King?
No, King. King.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, basically what the King was doing was that he was trying to seduce me.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm gonna take a wild guess and say that he might have been doing that in order to get some kind of evidence towards me being some kind of complete pervert.
Oh wow, we've got evidence now.
And when he didn't get any of that, I guess he just went to a plan B.
Right. Sorry, just a moment. Mini Diablo, do you know him?
No.
Sorry, we're in a private conversation right now, so would you mind leaving us alone? Just a bit.
Thirdly. Yeah, darn it, now I lost track again. So, what was we on about? It was King's fake account. Oh yeah, seducing me, yeah. And of course, when that failed, I guess he just decided to go with some kind of other plan when the opportunity sprung up. Is that King?
I have no idea.
It will surprise me at this point. But yeah. So there you have that. I think that's the entirety of it.
So that's it?
Yep, I believe there's really nothing more that could be said, I guess. At least nothing that I remember right now.
Then that's fine, you know. If there is anything else you do remember want to talk about, then you're more than welcome to talk to me.
Yeah. Of course, I still haven't explained any of this to Haru, I guess. Not sure if I want to, not sure if I should. But I know at least that Haru has spoken with one of the moderators about this incident. Yeah, I was hoping that Haru would be able to help resolve the issue, but apparently she is completely uninvolved and cannot help at all.
Yeah, then
She was saying to me that she's really sorry she can't help.
Yeah. Then can I suggest that we do not bring her into this?
Still, it would be nice. I'm not sure how aware of the situation she should be, because technically it does concern her.
But it's not directly concerning her, so what I'm thinking is, you know, she's already kind of out of the picture anyway, but mostly at the very edge of the picture, so
well, I'm not even sure that's true, because the thing is that, as I said, I've heard that they have been constantly getting flamed up about me spending any kind of time with her.
But
so basically, the only way to avoid any kind of friction in that regard would be for me to always seclude Haru from her friends. To always be in private rooms, just the two of us. And I don't want to do that.
You don't?
Of course not. She has friends that she speaks with. And that really helps me along, because I'm really tied up for conversation sometimes to Haru, because I'm still struggling with actually speaking the language.
Right.
Yeah. And of course I can't be with her speaking the language. if she's to enjoy this game, she does need to actually spend time with other people, like Yayoi and everyone else that she knows.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah.
But
and of course, I try to do what I can when I have the time for it. For example, a few days ago, I did meet up with Haru and her friends, and they were discussing on where to go next, what kind of world to visit, and I made some suggestions because I know a few worlds, like the one that you entered into, that flying world.
Right.
Yeah, that was that day. Basically, the first place I took them to was that flying world, and then of course you arrived. So the only reason that they were there to begin with was because I took them there.
Right.
Yeah. And then of course we went to two other worlds. One that was guess the enemy opening. And they thought that that place was actually in English. But the fact of the matter is that everything was in the original Japanese language, so they could actually play it. And then, of course, I took them, the newly released version of it that has even further things. Guess.
Sorry, can you 1 moment? Sorry. Whoa, you have such an audience here. Welcome.
Asriel is one of my friends, but I can't remember from where actually.
You don't remember?
Hi, what's up?
Interesting.
With T-san.
With who?
T-san.
Oh, T-san's friend.
With
okay, it's been quite a while actually.
The English panel grammar thing.
Oh yeah, from that world with a lot of panels.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. No, I remember very well.
Everyone is overvariable.
Yeah. Could you maybe go to the side, because I'm having a sort of private conversation.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, then of course after that, guess the anime, the title, world, no, not the title, the anime entrance song. We went to another one that is a newly released one that they would have not found unless I put it up to them. Because if you search for it, it's there.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean...
So basically that day I was acting as a tour guide for them.
Right.
But that was actually fairly fun. And of course, I was a bit surprised over how fast they went through the guessing. Of course, there was, I think it was 2 or 3 enemies that they got stuck on, and I actually knew the answer. So I'm not completely useless. Yay!
Yeah. But just to say, like, my opinion, like, I get it that you wanted Haru to, like, you know, be more involved in this because you wanted her to, her testimony to try to help you out. But
well, she's already given her testimony.
Right. But I'll be honest.
And
like,
apparently she is not even involved, so she can't really help. And she wish she could. So yeah, but the thing is that I'm not talking about that. What I'm talking about is that seeing how there are threats directed regarding her, I figure that she should at least be aware of that little. What is actually going on?
That we don't?
I guess we could.
It's, you know, she's in her she's be the way she is right now. And I really strongly believe that, you know, if you want to keep her happy, it's best she stay out of this.
Yeah, I guess it could be done that simple. But the thing is that what are we supposed to do if it actually ends up blowing into her face somehow?
Well, we'll
Because
think about
because
that when the time comes.
because I'm. The fact of the matter is that I'm not even sure if Haru knows about Annette blocking me.
Maybe not.
Because she hasn't mentioned it to me.
She never said anything to me either.
Yeah. And she might have just assumed that I knew that Annette was in the room.
Possibly?
I have no idea.
Me neither.
Yeah. But anyhow, because I'm a bit worried that these people will try go after her in a more direct manner, and then just like with Ruth, try put her into some kind of idiot situation, or try force her or anything. I doubt that they can force her even with a shotgun, but I wouldn't put it past them at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's why I'm a slight concerned.
Right, right.
Yeah, until today, I had no idea that they were still actually going on about it. Because I thought that the entire thing had died down and they weren't even making an effort anymore. But clearly they are still making an effort. They are still spying. They are still trying to involve Haru into some kind of incriminating thing.
Mm-hmm. Right, I see. Okay.
And of course, the only reason that I haven't been banned yet is most likely because they haven't gotten anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's always been people around. There's been friends of and a lot of people that I don't even know about from before. New people.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Haru is actually making new friends.
Yeah, she is. She's making new friends.
Yeah, she introduced me to one that she made yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. So, anything else before we go off? I mean, we have been talking around for quite a long time, to be honest.
Indeed. And I feel like I could actually use a break soon because I have forgotten how long I've been awake. Yeah, I was actually thinking of going to bed. And then, of course, I was wondering why Haru is online this early in the day. Then I noticed it's actually evening in Japan.
Yeah, it's already like midnight here.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's prime time.
So basically, I went to see Haru like what was it, 4 or 5 hours ago?
Possibly.
Yeah, I think it was something like that. Because I did want to make sure that I spent when I had the time and energy for it, that I would spend a bit more time with her instead of just putting her to the side for any kind of reason.
Right.
Yeah. Because I don't really think it's fair for her to not have me around because I'm feeling tired or spending too much time with my friends from the US. That's the thing where it clashes because the time zones are complete opposite of each other. If it's morning in the US, it's night in the Asia.
Okay.
So
anything
basically,
else? Oh,
I have to each time pick which one I do. Do I go to Haru that day, or do I go to everyone else that day? Yeah, I can't really have both unless I extend my sleep time. Yeah. And of course, since I do have in the US like 10 times more friends than in Asia, it easily becomes they go to the US instead. Darn it. And of course, that part isn't helped much by Asian people for some reason completely hating me. Yeah. Yeah. The whole thing has left me with an impression that the Asian people are intolerant bigots.
Really?
Yeah.
What makes you say that? Like, intolerant bigots?
Well, basically that they don't care about what other cultures do or have. They just only care about what the Asian culture is. And of course, then of course they are intolerant of any kind of flaws at all that doesn't agree with what they think. Basically, for example, if you're you and they are Hindu or Buddhist and so on, that they will just start being intolerant regarding any kind of religious difference.
Okay.
Basically, try any kind of excuse to not associate with people from the West world.
I see.
Yeah. And not even try to interact with the people from the West world because they think that Asia's the best thing ever and everyone else is just inferior. Yeah. Yeah. Personally, though, I would have, for sure, prior to this, had said that when it comes to Asia, there isn't anything that is completely perfect. For example, the Chinese do a lot of work. They produce a lot of products. They make a lot of fake products and so on. And the products that they make are mostly crap that breaks easily. But they do make a lot of stuff that is needed. For example, I once got the car parts from them.
Right.
For a car where you cannot find parts anywhere for. Not even used ones. And I was getting brand new manufactured parts.
I see.
Yeah. And of course, if you want a electronic component for a specific thing, like a mouse, you go to them because they actually register their components as being for this specific device. For example, I managed to get a battery in an original format designed for the mouse that I use. If I was to have fixed my mouse any other way, it would have cost me €100. I got a new battery from them, installed it. It cost me like $30. Yeah. Right. And that was for a really old item that's over 10 years old. So even if China makes a lot of crappy things, they make a lot of things that are needed.
Well, they definitely do.
Yeah, and then of course we have, I'm not sure which country it is, but it's around your region. Basically, somewhere between Japan and Philippines. I believe
That's
that they
quite
make
a distance.
Yeah, I know, but there's like only 3 countries that have a shore.
Korea?
No, not that far up. South. I don't remember what country it was. Anyhow, what they do is that they make a lot of large carrier ships. Not carrier ships, cargo ships.
Mm-hmm.
They are the world leading supplier of cargo ships, gigantic ones. And they, so to say, ship globally. Every country wants them. Every country needs them. So they make a lot of ships. They make ships that last and function.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Of course, Japan always have made excellent, high-quality products that last long and are innovative. I own several of them myself that I'm really happy about. And they're also cutting edge in many research fields.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm also very happy for. I have no idea, of course, what the good Russia is doing besides starting wars. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. But of course, there is one thing though. They do have a lot of single women.
Okay.
That are fairly attractive.
Mm-hmm. I see.
Yeah, but that's because they killed all the men in wars. Seriously. Yeah, but sometimes you wonder about certain people. And of course, India that well, their educational system in India is known globally as being one of the best educational systems that exist by far.
Russia, you say?
No, India.
Oh, India.
Yeah. I have something along the lines that if someone from the best school in India were to come to the US and apply for a job, they would kick out a MIT graduate to get him a position.
Ooh. Okay, that is very new to me.
Yeah, I've only heard about that kind of thing once, but it's not impossible. And of course, India does have a very long-standing tradition regarding headsets, which I have been looking into using myself, but I'm a bit skeptical because they kind of are unscrupulous with certain things. Like, for example, they sometimes don't think twice before adding mercury to something. Something that's supposed to be digested or anything like that. Basically, they will sell poison.
Right. So, I mean, yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of things that I have heard of several countries in Asia that are positive things, and of course there are negative things that goes along with it. Like, for example, China is very overpopulated, and they have a few difficulties as well there. And yeah, and of course Japan has their difficulties, and then of course there was this thing with Sri Lanka getting drowned.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So, Hitori,
you probably remember that thing, and that thing was really devastating because it actually ended up with hard drives over the world increasing in price by quite a large degree.
Mm-hmm.
I was surprised myself that it was affecting the market that much.
Right. I see.
And also some tea markets and yeah.
Hitori,
yep.
just so I'm just gonna have to say this right now. It's
So just to tell you, it's Sunday right now in Japan, and it's midnight, 40 past midnight.
Yeah, you probably
This
need
has
work.
been a really great. Yeah, I have work tomorrow. I'm very sorry, but
No, that's
it's just
fine.
that, you know,
We're
it's-
basically done regardless, so.
yeah, exactly.
I was just
Well,
adding
it
extra
has
padding.
padding just to make the conversation look nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, but yeah, the thing is that well, at least Haru is giving a positive impression of what Asia is like.
Yeah, okay. I see.
Yeah. And of
That's
course you.
good. So, oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Right. I really sleep right now. Otherwise I'm gonna end up waking in the morning feeling like, you know, trash.
Ooh, trash.
Basically, you know, not getting enough sleep makes me feel like trash.
Yeah, I know, but still, ooh, trash. Give me.
Well, I could use other words, but you know, I think that would describe me best when I don't have enough sleep.
Yeah. Basically, that you'll be almost as useless as a drunk.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Sleep's
Anyway.
important. I need some myself.
It is. Alright, I'm gonna go. So, you know, nice talking to you. I'll see you later.
Yeah, same.
Alright?
Yeah.
See ya, man.
Alright.
See ya.
Hitori.
Yeah?
I've heard the conversation.
Mm-hmm. So?
It was a pleasant conversation, I see.
So?
I've heard everything you said.
And?
Never thought you'd think I was a villain.
What?
Never thought you had bad opinions about me. I was trying to help you, bruh. But turns out you just have
Yeah, the thing is that
towards me.
you were not really helping.
And the thing is, I'm gonna warn you now.
Mm-hmm.
We're everywhere.
Oh? Yeah. Do you know who's also everywhere?
No, I don't want to know. We don't want to see you.
The moderators of this game. Because
I don't
the
give a
fact of the
fuck.
matter is that they
You
are fairly
have
pissed.
Japanese moderators. You have Japanese moderators. Who gives a fucking flying fuck?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Now, this is goodbye. It's your time to leave, bruh.
Mm-hmm. So you're just gonna kick me again, then, I guess.
Of course. We'll let it do. We'll let the kicking do its own job.
Interesting.
Goodbye.
Mm-hmm.
We're done. Let's go. Oh my god, that feels so cathartic. That feels so cathartic. That feels so cathartic.
No, yeah, King, was there anything else you wanted to say?
It was cathartic.
Yeah, I'm a bit unfamiliar with that word, though.
Then learn it.
Maybe. If someone else uses it, that is. You know, I do have other places to be, so if you're going to kick me, do it already. I'll send it. Okay, fine then. See ya.